that far as, compared to what they already have with decriminalization. Check out ohiocompassion.org for more details. All right, we're going to get back to our roundtable discussion. We got so many activists and patients and people here in the room. It's going to be a good time. We're hanging out with Subcool from TGAgenetics.com, and we got Craig from NORML, and we've got Phil is here, and Adam Han, and Jackie, and Greg from Cannabis Cure UK, Wiz Kaliko, Ganja John. This is as many people as we've had in the studio, John.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
Everybody showed up on the same day.
That's the way it should be. So we'll go back to Subcool here for a second because we had a lot of people that were in the chat room wanting to get questions answered. So if you've got a question for Subcool, send it in now. You can PM it to Ganja John or PM it to the NORML Show Live address up there, and we'll get those questions asked. And welcome back.
Thank you.
Are we having a good time?
This is your soapbox.
Hey, this is great.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to say? Well, we were thinking also that we could, maybe when we got you here, record a commercial for TGA.
Sure.
And throw that on the air somewhere.
Yeah. That sounds good.
I was going to write one up. Maybe during the 20 after break, I'll write a quick script and we'll just, we'll do it in one take because we're professionals, man.
Yeah, no, that sounds great, man.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. So, TGAgenetics.com is the website for folks out there. And, how difficult is that trying to do, what we do, seeds and all, and of course all the different laws there are? Are there places like you won't ship?
Yeah, okay, there's this. I don't sell seeds. I'm a breeder. So,
gotcha.
It's a complicated business, and, in California, our seeds are made in California. And I kind of oversee this thing, but, obviously, what we do is very gray.
Yeah.
It's so retarded. I mean, on one hand, we have states that use our genetics for their medical programs.
Yeah.
Okay. The state is actually seeking out and using our genetics on a medical program. But on the other hand, the whole thing is basically against the law.
Yeah.
Because every one of us that grows marijuana medically, every dispensary owner.
Yep.
So
as far as Uncle Sam's concerned, there is no such thing as medical marijuana. It has no medical value, no accepted medical use in the United States.
Yeah. So I do my job and I pay my taxes. I pay a lot of taxes. I'm simply kind of dummy, so I hired a couple of accountants and I said, "This is what we do, and let's make sure we pay our taxes." And so we pay our taxes, and so we hope one day, like 2012, if everybody gets out and votes, that some things are going to change in this country radically, because it's kind of funny. We're going to go from fucking around to legalization, basically, because now I just saw yesterday that 55% of the population believes in total legalization.
We just reported on that Angus Reid poll, 55% of Americans. And what was really nice to see in this poll, in the previous Gallup poll, they had shown a 10% gap between men and women, where like men supported legalization, as a majority, and women were 10 percentage points behind. In this poll, it came out like 57% men, 53% women. So there's still that like 4-point gap, but now women are in a majority of wanting. And I think that's what changes it.
I mean, he said, here's my soapbox, here, the rant I was thinking of on the way up here is really simple. I mean, think about this. While our government let our country's credit rating slip, and this has never happened before, I think it was 1927 or something like that when we got our AAA rating. They have fucked us so bad. They have fucked our kids so bad. Yeah. And what was our government focusing on? Cutting down 639,000 weeds in California. And while I do not support the cartels growing in our national forest, I don't.
Of course not.
They sensationalize the whole destroying the land. I mean, these guys are using fertilizer. Big fucking deal. So are the cow people and the corn people. I mean, the cow industry is one of the most destroying of the planet that there is. I mean, and we're not talking about that, or the alcohol industry. Nobody's picking on the alcohol industry. We're saying, these guys were destroying the national forest. Man, in 2 years, can we pick up the paper? The fucking national forest will be back exactly like it was before they got there. Mm-hmm. So they sensationalize that. It pisses me off. But my point is, when are they going to stop spending these mega millions of dollars with grown men in full camouflage cutting fucking weeds down, and it's costing $5,000 for the Apache helicopter to fly overhead, and each one of the guys is on overtime. They do it on overtime, right? Yeah. And so it just makes no sense when our schools are going down, our bridges. Have you driven on a road lately? Okay, I have a couple of nice cars and really expensive tires, so I'm watching the roads, and they are fucked, man.
Yeah,
there's nobody fixing the roads. There's nobody fixing the bridges or the train trestles. And seriously, I have kids, and I have kids that are fixing to have grandkids. And these guys are going to be inheriting a world that they were asleep at the wheel. And so I'm hoping that all the Democrats and now the Republicans that are still at, what, 45%?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I'm hoping they're just somehow going to understand that we have got to stop pissing money away fucking with stoners, because stoners are nice people. I mean,
that's right. And we're paying taxes and we're working.
That's the thing. I employ, not directly, but through TGA Genetics, I mean, we've got like 20 families that are, paying for their kids and taking care of business and paying taxes and being American citizens.
Yeah.
And so I'm a company that's providing revenue and shit like that, but the powers that be would definitely have me not do what I do. Yeah. And so that's just something we deal with.
Well, this is something Kaliko and I were discussing, with respect to one of these guys that's running, Tim Pawlenty, the governor of Minnesota. Right, and Pawlenty also stood in the way of medical marijuana. They tried to pass a medical marijuana law there where they stripped it down so much. Basically, the only guys that could have medicine were guys named Chet if they smoked it at 2 a.m, chained to a radiator in their basement. Right, I mean, it was ridiculous restrictions, and he vetoed that. This guy talking about running, fiscal responsibility, cut the spending, and so on. They totally lose focus on. Isn't that where a bridge collapsed and killed people? And, the infrastructure right there in front of your face is falling apart. And again, we wouldn't go after stoners. It's just insane.
I tell you, this is a story that you probably don't know this story. I won't go crazy on it, but basically, one of the things that really inspired me to become an activist was I got busted down in Florida for growing weed, and I had a bedroom with like 40 plants in it.
Okay,
it produced 1.5 pounds every 2 months. I'm being brutally honest here, and I made a living on that weed. And what is so fucking horrible about that? The people I sold to were my neighbors.
Yeah.
They basically, the entire complex I lived in all came to me and got hooked up with weed. And all those people were carpenters and plumbers and salesmen and insurance people and rent-a-cars and airline. It's just American people that were doing this. And so I went through the ringer for that, But at the same time, 9/11 happened. And I'm not going to get off on some patriotic rant, but they were basically 257 miles from the apartment that I was busted in. So that's where they planned the downing of the planes.
Yeah.
And I got to think, maybe we should reappropriate. If your concern was fucking with some dumbasses, basically sat in chat rooms, got high, played Doom, and grew weed, and they spent an enormous amount of money. They came to my house with fucking a SWAT team. They knocked on the door. I got up and opened the door, and there's the guy with the ram. Hut, And he holds me down with an M15 shotgun with the safety off. I'm not into guns, but I am intelligent, so I know a little bit about them. And so I understand that this guy's standing here with a gun in my head, and he's yelling, don't move, like you see on cops. And I'm saying, dude, you got a machine gun. I got a fucking Bob Marley shirt. I'm not moving. I've pissed myself, basically. I mean, you're in full camo gear. I was basically chatting here just a few seconds ago with a bunch of nice people and having some sweet tea, and now. So that basically spurned me. I mean, seriously, you think about that on a level, They weren't paying attention. And the reason they weren't paying attention is because they're busy spending. Do you know our budget?
$15.5 billion per year.
I mean, hey, you want to wake up if there's any right-wing people out there listening to the show? You want to wake up and maybe vote the other way?
Yeah, they complain about, outrageous spending on poor people, entitlement programs, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. But this thing where we spend $15.5 billion rousting stoners out of their bed in Florida from playing Doom, we got to keep that going.
I mean, it just, So one of the things I'd like to deviate into, just so you guys got me here, is, I'm a big, the way I am an activist, I'm a little bit different from you guys. I mean, you hear me rant just because you guys give me a platform. That's awesome. But I don't really do that. I teach people how to grow pot. I mean, I've taught a lot of people to grow pot. So, and I'm going to continue to do so. And I brought tincture.
All right. Well, let's check this out.
So this someone taught me how to make this. I did not know. This is almost my destiny. It's kind of weird that it ended up like this. Someone taught me, Mama Sandy.
Yeah.
Taught a friend of mine who grows the Garden of Whedon. Whedon's kind of famous. It was in the magazines. It was a 5-part outdoor marijuana grower that harvested 12 pounds apiece. He harvested a little over 100 pounds, and he gives it the fuck away. Mm-hmm. His parties are full of people with wheelchairs and gurneys. you know, and it really, I mean, I've been in tears a couple of times at these things, you know. It's the real side of the marijuana,
right?
You know, the side that the right really doesn't want to talk about,
right?
So people that are fucked beyond all explanation. They're FUBAR. Yeah. And they're showing up to get a couple of elbows that they're going to make cookies and tincture with, and they can't afford medicine. We're not talking about people who would be on American pharmaceuticals because they simply can't afford them.
Right.
So this gift is a gift from God. So he taught me how to make this, and you simply soak marijuana, organic marijuana with no chemicals on it. Let's point that out. In vegetable glycerin, organic grade. I get it from Glory Bee.
Sure.
This is Jack the Ripper right here, and actually figured out we'd let him start with it. Because this is one that literally, not to be, but this can relax a sphincter in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally goes.
Note to self.
Yeah.
It goes, but it goes to nerve endings, and it seems to do things. I mean, I'm not sick like that, so I never knew. But I get emails, and it's why I will do this forever, Russ. I mean, I get emails from people.
I'm kind of all in, too.
Yeah, you know, I get emails from people who are from so fucking far away, you know, and they've grown out something that I created, and they're telling me that their wife had lupus or some fucking disease I can't even pronounce. I mean, you know, and they're making the tincture. They're growing the marijuana in the super soil. They bought the ingredients to make my super soil, and then they followed on my YouTube videos, and then they learned how to make the organic marijuana, and then they learned how to make the tincture, and now they're telling me that their life has changed, and that's heavy shit, man. It's heavy shit. So basically, tincture I really promoted a lot. It goes into the liver, and it converts in the liver from Delta 9 to Delta 11, and this seems to have serious pain relieving qualities. And I know Crohn's disease is really rampant in America, and
from our lousy diet.
That's a lot of it, because definitely the diet can improve it. But you know, I have people close to me that went through it, and people who actually were on they tried every kind of diet. They tried fucking vegan diets, and they tried protein diets, and they tried, you know, trying to solve it, and it's a big deal if you have Crohn's disease. Plus, you know, the way I put it. And so if this can help, fucking right on, you know? Yeah. And the other good thing about tincture is we're learning. Now, this is made with Jack the Ripper, harvested at 75 days. So it has as high a THC, V, and G, and all those unknown things that we really don't understand yet. Yeah. You know? And it tastes like lemons. That's the funniest thing about it.
Like lemons?
Yeah, it tastes like lemons because it's made with marijuana that has a heavy lemonine terpenes.
Yeah.
So if you make it with orange from jelly bean,
you
know, he grows my jelly bean over here, and he handed me some, and it's so cool. Somebody hands it to me, I'm like, yeah, that's jelly bean. You know, it smells like oranges. If you make tincture with it, it smells like oranges. Black cherry soda, it tastes a little bit like that Merlot wine we were talking about. So the tincture's solid purple.
Oh, wow.
And the tincture's also, the terpenes transfer their colors. Like this is yellow, and the jelly bean is orange. And nobody's made the jelly beans yet, by the way, Russ.
Jelly beans?
I told you about them.
Yeah, we got to have that.
Nobody's made them yet.
Damn it.
Okay. But the black cherry soda is purple, and it looks like candy.
Black cherry soda is one of my favorites.
Yeah. And so tinctures are a way. I said a while ago, controversial. I've been smoking too long, and smoking has definitely had an impact on my lungs.
Me too.
You know, I'm a gym guy, and kind of sucks now. I have a little bit of COPD from smoking so much marijuana. You know,
I lost all my high harmony range.
You know,
I can't sing those Tommy Shaw harmonies anymore. Yeah. They're gone.
I've noticed there's a problem in our industry. You have the anti-marijuana people think it'll grow horns on your head and your dick will shrink and all this horrible stuff. And then the pro-pot movement says, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a wonderful, magical plant, you know, and there's somewhere in between is the truth.
Right.
But certainly tincture won't hurt you. Right. It just won't hurt you. You know, you're not smoking it, okay? And we know all the benefits of THC. And I'm not suggesting someone give this to an autistic child because of the social ramifications that they would have to endure. But if they have the balls to do it, and if my kid had autism, you bet your ass he'd be on it.
I've interviewed a few people, Miko Hester Perez and a few others.
Ron Funches, for what?
Yeah. Exactly. A friend of ours.
So if you could take the heat, you know, this may be magical.
All right. Well, let's check this out. We're going to take a break because we missed our 20 after break for our Central Time Zone friends. But we'll take a break and see how this works and play a little music for you. Turn it over to Ganja John, who's got something in the cooker.
Well, I think since we're all learning, we're just going to do some potluck with Marijuana 101.
This is the game for me. Makes a lot of paper. Sure do. And I'm trying to be a rich man. Real talk. Gonna get you a little bit of loot.
I like him.
You wanna be a rich man?
Yes. Yeah.
You smoke it every day and you smoke it every night. You smoke it in the joint, blunt, bong, or in a pipe. Puff, puff, and pass, all you gotta do is ask. Marijuana 101, the only class that I can pass.
I'm about to grow the most beautifulest thing you ever seen. I got indoor, outdoor, I got pinkish purple weed. They can't stop me. I buy supplies and stay away from coppers. A ganja farmer looking in the sky, I'm seeing helicopters. And jealous talkers telling get no love where I'm from. You shut your mouth, don't tell nobody, unless you want the feds to come. So I shut up, stay low pro, and stick to what I know. Set the timers, hang the lights, and watch this marijuana grow. pH the tubs, I'm making sure the fans are spinning right. Put roll rocks in the buckets, then I move the plants right into light. Look for mics, check for seeds, hope they don't hermaphrodite. Appreciation for the weed, been growing more than half my life. Harvest time, money sign, time to let them dry. Flush them clean, trim and bag the weed, I love my 215. Pounds for 3, I got hundreds and that means hella G's. Fuck selling CDs, I gotta call my dude to see these.
This one time.
Hey, I got the purple.
Is it really purple this time?
Yep, it is.
Well, let's get rich.
I've been holding on to pounds, taking calls from out of town, selling ringing like a bell, cause the word done got around. But it's purple, frosty, smell like asshole crack. But about my sack, the size of baseball bats, you feel it in your chest. It's better than the best. My shit, it sells itself, I make more cheddar than the rest. Won't ever do you dirty, 80 grand will get you 30. My niggas down south say, but it's so pretty. Never will it stop, Humboldt County got it locked. Started sleeping more at night, stopped serving off the block. I'm working every day, no boss, no day off. This job don't got no benefits to help with smokers cough. I'm grinding like a skater, I'm serving like a waiter. I'm running like Ladanian when chasing down this paper. Gotta have it my way, catch me on the highway. The permanent situation if you're smoky on a Friday. You smoke it every day and you smoke it every night. You smoke it in the joint, blunt, bong, or in a pipe. Puff, puff, and pass, all you gotta do is ask. Marijuana 101, the only class that I can pass.
Green thumb grower,
big pound holder,
Block street soldier.
everybody want a little bit of weed and I'm a green thumb grower.
big pound holder.
Block street soldier.
Everybody want a little bit of buzz.
What's up with it, man? What the business is?
You trying to be a rich man?
Oh yeah, man, I'm caked up. You know, I'm waiting for a flock of chickens right now.
You know I'm trying to make that next move.
I'm in the streets, you know, I go get it. Just received a package from the homeland. Whoa, man. 89 big boys to break them down to little bros. Before I hit the dope, I roll 5. I'm a humble boy, it's in my nature to stay high. What's the price? $3.50 in the streets. But since I got the red plug, I let it go a little cheap. $3.25, yeah, that's it. Even cheaper by the foes, I call them get rich starter kits. So holla at your boy, I'm holla at your boy. 45 in the waistline, backpack full of joy. From Sac to Oakland, Richmond and back. Fairfield, Vallejo, Stockton, back to Sac. I don't discriminate, man, I'm in all hoods. 4XT across the front, say it's all good. And it's all good, 2 for 15s, a 4 for 30s. I'm slinging purple and good greens. And good schemes keep me on top of sales. Not suffering from the mumps, but I'm suffering from pocket swells. One eye, yeah, that one guy is now what they hollering when I'm riding by.
You smoke it every day and you smoke it every night. You smoke it in the joint, blunt, bong, or in a pipe. Puff, puff, and pass, all you gotta do is ask. Marijuana 101, the only class that I can pass.
Green thumb grower,
big pound holder,
Block street soldier.
everybody want a little bit of weed and I'm a green thumb grower.
big pound holder.
Block street soldier.
Everybody want a little bit of buzz.
You can smoke as much as you like. You can smoke as much as you like. It's so sticky, smells so nice. I can keep it blazing all night, and baby, you can smoke as much as you like. I said you can smoke as much as you like. Pass that bowl, hit that pipe. We'll be high as a kite, and baby, you can smoke as much as you like. I said you can smoke as much as you like. Well, you're a little cutie, I hope you wanna use me let's smoke a little bud, then we can see a movie. Say what you really wanna hear. Got more weed than Budweiser's got beer. Well, if you smoke this fatty, you won't feel your body. Gonna get so high, gonna need your mommy. I'll roll it, you lick it, I'll light it, you hit it. You know you ain't ever gotta buy it. It's so sticky, smells so nice. I can keep it blazing all night. And baby, you can smoke as much as you like. I said you can smoke as much as you like. As much as you pass that bowl, hit that pipe. We'll be high as a kite. And baby, you can smoke as much as you like. I said you can smoke as much as you like. But when you wanna smoke out, I can be your Boy Scout. I'm always prepared, cause weed is what I'm all about. I don't wanna see you pout, there won't be a need for doubt. As long as I'm around, you know you'll never ever be without. As long as you got me, you don't ever gotta buy it. Got some of God's own if you think you wanna try it. 6 gram blunts, I only roll the dankest shit. Girl, don't act so shy, you can wrap your lips around this and smoke this fatty. You won't feel your body, gonna get so high, gonna need your mommy. I'll roll it, you lick it, I'll light it, you hit it. You know you ain't ever gotta buy it. It's so sticky, smells so nice. I can keep it blazing all night. And baby, you can smoke as much as you like. I said you can smoke as much as you like. As much as you pass that bowl, hit that pipe. We'll be high as a kite. And baby, you can smoke as much as you like. I said you can smoke as much as you like. Smoke this fatty, you won't feel your body. Gonna get so high, gonna need your mommy. I'll roll it, you lick it, I'll light it, you hit it. You know you ain't ever gotta buy it. It's so sticky, smells so nice. I can keep it blazing all night. And baby, you can smoke as much as you like. I said you can smoke as much as you like. As much as you pass that bowl, hit that pipe. We'll be high as a kite. Baby, you can smoke as much as you like. I said you can smoke as much as you like.
Welcome back. It's Toker Talk Radio here. Hour 2 of Normal Show Live. We are hanging out with a full house here at Rolla J Studios. Subcool is currently talking with Cannabis Cure.
We're having good conversations here.
Oh, yeah, both on the show and during breaks. Really good stuff going on.
Go on up, man. We were talking about Sputnik.
Yeah, Sputnik's a strain I created that I didn't approve of. You know, I make strains and I don't like them. I throw them away.
Someone was asking me about the Kaboom.
Yeah, the Kaboom. You know, just we're doing total honesty here today. We fucked up. You know. We moved the plants. And where we were making this particular batch, we moved the plants at the end under a 400 watt light. And then we waited 75 days and we cut it down and the fucking seeds weren't done. They're just all shit. And, not like Ariane, I don't have a seed sorting machine that costs $3 million.
Right.
Small outfit. That's all I ever want to be. I notice, can I do a shout out,
Please.
For sure.
My boys Cali Connection, Swerve, you wouldn't think one seed company would do a shout out for another.
Yeah. We're different.
Yeah, he wants to win the cup.
Yeah.
So he's going to enter he's probably got fucking factories right now full of weed that he's growing to enter in the cup. He told me, he said, "Sub, I know how to win the cup." I said, "Yeah, I figured it out too. You can't go over there with one strain. I mean, you gotta throw a party. DNA has a party.
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
Yeah.
But it's a Swerve, and I hope he takes it. He's going to Amsterdam. We're not going. I can't take the weather. My health is not all that. My health's fine as long as I take care of myself and I go to the gym and I do the things I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But if I get on a plane and fly 11 hours and walk around in the fucking rain for a week, I'm real sick and I can't take it.
Yeah. How many cups have you done?
11, you know, and I lived over there with Gypsy
Yeah.
Nirvana. I don't know if you know that whole story. I'll tell it all there.
Okay.
But I lived there. I lived with Gypsy as he built his empire.
Yeah.
And then I got fired. So I lived in Amsterdam for quite a while, and I even did the old, the American dream, you know, where you go off on your own with your backpack and no money, and it's fucking not as romantic as it sounds at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I lived in Amsterdam, and I made it over there for a while, and came from there to Canada.
Right on. Yeah. Well, we're hanging out with Subcool, and for folks that are listening on the chat line right now live, we are recording this second hour, and we'll post this up at the blog at stash.normal.org. Check that out. A couple other bits of business to take care of. Please take a look at yellowwannacake.com. That's yellow, YELLOW, Wanna Cake, Juana, like marijuana, yellowwannacake.com, the latest cookbook from one of our very own. And for more information on her classes here in Portland on cannabis cooking, just check out altmedchoices.com. That's altmedchoices.com on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Also, coming up later tonight on the NORML Network at 5 o'clock, free weed! Donnie Danko! Danny Danko, that's right. Danny Danko's Free Weed podcast is on at 5 o'clock, episode number 3, followed by the Libra Lounge, which is taking the 6 o'clock slot on the Wednesdays. So Libra Lounge will be on at 6, featuring Lively Libra from our chat room and Mr. Libra. And they got some good discussions going there on that show too.
I like Danny's show.
Danny's show's great.
Yeah, it's really informative. You know? Yeah.
And then, let's see, John Doe Radio at 7, and then at 8 o'clock, are we doing live?
No, we're not. We're doing the last week's show with Cannabis Cure UK. We're going to be recording later in the week due to some stuff we have to do tonight.
There is stuff that has to be done.
Business.
There's always
to be
stuff
taken care of.
Speaking of business, we were discussing possibly doing a TGA commercial here while we had you here, Subcool.
Yes.
And I wrote you up a script. See if you like this one. Let me get this one out of the way. Whoops. Go away, you. Do what I want you to do and not what I tell you to do. See, computers, they do what you tell them to do and not what you want them to do sometimes. Well, let me put this one up here and then do this again with this thing here. And then there you go, the quality genetics thing. I'll let you look at that and see what you think of the text, if that will work, or what you got to change stuff, or that should give us 30 seconds.
Damn, Buzz, you could write copy for me.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Yeah.
It's we're rolling, so anytime you want to do it.
Okay. Are you looking for quality genetics? In this era of medical marijuana, knowing your cannabis genetics is the difference between medicine that heals and a waste of time and money. I'm Subcool from Team Green Avenger. At TGAgenetics.com, we are working on the leading edge of medical strains. Our strains are rigorously tested for THC, CBD, THCV, and other critical cannabinoids. Know your grow. Check out our genetic diversity at TGAgenetics.com, the home of Jelly Bean, Jack the Ripper, Vortex, and other award-winning cannabis strains.
And there you go. And then we fix that in post. We throw some other stuff on that. And then the other thing was if you would do a liner, I got little liners here, and it's basically, this is Subcool, you're listening to Normal Show Live, and then, or actually you could just say Normal Show Live, the Ganja John Show, the Irie Island Hour, the NORML Network, and then I can splice them in the edit and make 4 separate ones out of that.
Okay, got it. Okay. Normal Show Live. The Ganja John Show. The Ganja John Show. The Irie Island Hour. The NORML Network.
There you go. And then just read the top line up there, and then we'll splice that on the front.
Hey, this is Subcool. Hey, this is Subcool from Team Green Avenger Seeds, TGAgenetics.com, and you're listening to...
And then there we go. Through the magic of editing, that will all become beautiful stuff. Thank you so much for doing that.
That is awesome.
Hey! All right, so back to discussions. We want to remind folks, too, in the chat room that if you got questions for Subcool or anyone that's hanging out here, Cannabis Cure's here, and a bunch of other folks, you can send them to us by private message. Send them to Ganja John or to Normal Show Live, or call in 971-533-7111. That phone number's right up there on the screen. We are doing it live. All right, so let's get to stories, questions. What do we got?
Yeah, so you did mention the cup.
Yeah.
So we have to talk about the God's pussy thing for people who don't know anything about it.
Really? We really have to talk about God's pussy?
Quickly.
God doesn't like us to talk about
No. I get, you know what? I think we told it last time, actually. You're right. I love the story because I was standing there when the whole thing happened.
Yeah.
We had our booth set up right next. I remember the guy. He comes off the stage and he goes, "Well, it's just really Vortex."
Well, I'll talk about God's Pussy,
Yeah.
but we won't talk about what we'll talk about
Yeah.
new stuff. See,
Yeah.
So basically, I think that I was talking about Swerve earlier.
Yes.
Basically, the way you would win a cup is, if you wanted to, is I would get on the phone and I would call all the dispensaries that have my flowers, and I would get them to enter like fucking every category. And that's how you win. I mean, it takes money. It's not rigged. There's no rigging. And if you have something, you grow something the judges like Jack did.
Yeah.
They love that Vortex.
Yeah.
I like mine better. I've got mine's right there. And smell this, Russ.
Yeah. I had
fucking
them,
smell that.
I
dude.
had them both.
He brought me a sample. He was gracious. Right? That's
real nice.
That's God's pussy, if you're gonna. It's nasty and rank. His was lemon and fresh, and it was very potent. It was grown exceptionally well. I like the rotten one better. I grew 20, and I've grown them. I found the lemon one, and I've found a couple of different variations: mango, cherries. That's just the one we like. We call it the rotten peach.
The Holy Grail.
Smells like, it's really, and our testing
Does
is the
smell
same.
like a rotten
But I'm getting off. The bottom line is the judges like that one, so he won. And that's cool. I'm glad he won.
Yeah.
He would literally be on ads if he would have actually, just.
Well, I hear a lot of rumblings sometimes in the community. Oh, these things are rigged. They're all rigged. And one thing that gave lie to that for me was at a recent event I forget which one, whether it was OGF Caregivers Cup. I forget. I go to a million of these, but there was one strain that 3 different people had entered, and they finished 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Let me tell you the way I know for a fact, because everybody talks about the cup being rigged. It's not rigged. I met this lady who, at the very first California Cup, it was run was not so good.
Yeah, the one at Targa.
We had a freaking blast. It was a party and a half. It was just too crowded.
It was just way too crowded.
You couldn't get up the stairs. You couldn't pee. You couldn't. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But this lady, I met her the morning of the thing, and I showed up with my entourage and everything, and there was this one little lady from like 90 miles away, and she had some biscotti. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm entering the Spotticati." I was like, "Yeah, you got a fucking chance in hell to win it." And she won first place.
She won the best edible.
She was no one. Well, obviously she's someone. Yeah. But at the cup, she was not known,
right,
or anything like that. And I'm still to this day pissed off I didn't get to try her Piscotti because she had a fucking cooler of it, and she was standing right there.
I remember her.
Yeah, and so she won. But also the other way to win is to enter a lot. I think the American Cup is much different than the Dutch Cup.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, as a breeder, it's pretty intimidating to go over there. I mean, I've entered over there, and I got my ass kicked, and I don't even know that my bud actually made it to the judges' table. So there's a controversy there because the pitchers and high times were not actually the bud that I entered because he knows every plant that I've grown for the last 10 years has been documented online. I mean, I take pictures every fucking 2 days and I put them online. So there was some controversy there, but the California Cup's different, man. It's laid back.
Yeah.
If you showed up with 4 or 5 good strains and you entered a couple of indica categories and a couple of sativa categories and you're a good grower, you'll win.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And I think the American Cup kicks ass over the Dutch Cup.
Well, this one we just had in San Francisco, when everybody was gathered there, the crowd just sitting on the floor waiting to hear the announcement of the awards, and these people just, as if they'd been nominated for an Academy Award or something. It's like,
did you see Vernon Phillips?
Yeah.
He's fucking diving, tackling each other. They're all, and I love him. He is such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
I mean, as a dude, he really is a caring guy. He's been through fucking brain tumor. A lot of people don't know that. And he will smoke you retarded with his extracts. He loves our strains because he's down there with the labs and they're testing. He called me yesterday. He said the Flav, his extract tested higher than anything's ever tested that he made. And it's the highest rating ever received at Steep Hill Laboratories. Wow. So I got to call Wilson Linker and the boys, and because I know they saw the sample go through. They're like, "What's this? This is Sub's Flav." Well, what's Flav? That's Romulan times Space Queen. And there's a reason we kept it. And it's because I didn't know it was 65% on a burn gas chromatography test. Wow.
But that leads me to the question of, the reaction that they had when they won. They're all happy. But what is the bottom line business aspect of winning a cup? How does it change, just your name awareness, people's wanting to get the strains and so on?
If I didn't have the Book of Dank and my reputation wasn't so strong in the medical community, the cup would be really important to me as a businessman. At one time I really had a boner for it. I wanted it really bad. But yeah, it can make or break you. You know, DNA, also good friends of mine, you know, they lead with their advertising that they've won 12 cups. So they don't even need a rep anymore. You know, they don't need the internet to love them or not, because that's a very public business, and you know that.
Right.
So, but we've taken a different route. You know, as you guys know, I basically taught people how to grow pot for 2 decades, and all of a sudden, bam, dude, your strains are famous. And I was like, it really wasn't my plan. So a cup is very important as a business, but for us, it's just not a motivating factor.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think it affects your awareness out there because, I mean, I talk about it all the time, but I mean, I know other people come to me and start talking about Subcool strains that they don't even know are Subcool strains.
Yeah.
And like, you know, going back to that Flav, you gave me some Flav at the NORML conference in Portland.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're monsters outside right now.
The shit gets. We had the one guy yielded 12 pounds outdoors. He cut it down with a fucking chainsaw. I was blown away. I mean, we carried this thing, Russ. Me and another dude carried this thing up this hill, and I was worn out. I had to set it down. I said, set it down. The damn plant's too heavy.
High class problem.
Yeah. I hope Ganja Brother's listening right now because he's saying it's getting scary big, and I go, yeah, it's gonna get big.
Yeah. You know, the problem here in Oregon is you know, I've documented 2 gardens. The Whedon was the first, and Mist is now running in Weed World. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Nice pictures.
Yeah.
But it's a bitch. It basically, when your buds are at their fullest, dripping in resin and their terpenes are at their max, it starts raining. And the temperature drops to 45 degrees.
Yeah.
And this year, I mean, you guys know. We're not having a summer.
No.
Today is a very nice day. Thank you, God. But most days have been kind of shitty and foggy and cold.
And this is the first summer I've lived here where I haven't had to unpack the air conditioner and put it in the bedroom to be able to sleep.
We got the windows open and stuff.
It's all nice and cool here.
Yeah, we're not complaining. But for the growers,
our listeners in Dallas are like, guys.
Yeah, I got family back east, and I was born in Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
So I keep a widget on my little phone.
Right.
You know? And yesterday it was 99 and raining.
Oh my God.
Doesn't that sound fucking awesome?
99 and raining. What fun.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I got a question coming up from the chat room here. Loki Madcap wanted to know, when it comes to breeding, what are the greatest risks you consider?
Well, you know, barring that really bad people are out there listening, you know, I don't think seeds are a really big concern of our government at this point. When clubs are raided down south, the seeds are left hanging on the wall. So I think they're looking for bud money because I think they're fucking thieves.
Yeah.
You know? Obviously my concern is that, you know, the bad guys would turn an eye on our entire industry and come after all of us because we're not hiding. You know, I'm in plain sight, you know. That goes back to what I was saying about Swerve. I mean, you've got all these new American companies, and while I hate some of them, God bless them all. You know, I'm not necessarily a fan of some of the tactics of some of these guys, but as a breeder, you know, when I look and I see guys running bigger ads than me on the front of High Times magazine, and I'm still making enough money to live, then I'm like, okay, fucking cool. Let's stay where we're at. I have no plans to get any bigger or go crazy. Back to that cup question.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be standing on stage winning cups, pissing people off. We're here for patience, and that sounds like a catchphrase, but it really is. You know, it's an honor to be able to give people pot for free. We didn't do that on the East Coast.
Yeah.
That's absolutely awesome. I tell often the story of why I got into this in the first place was sitting at a cannabis cafe and someone coming in with Parkinson's, not being able to talk to me even, and taking one oil hit, no cough, and stand up and have a conversation as plain as I'm talking to you right now. And, I mean, that's what got me involved in it. And ever since I've been trying, I got into pot when I was older. I never had to buy it. I was growing it myself. So I don't put a monetary value on it. When I look at a plant and I see, 5 pounds of bud, I don't see $10,000.
But on that same topic, John, I mean, me and Ed Rosenthal disagree on just about everything. Okay? But the one thing that I don't disagree with him on is if you're growing marijuana and selling it, fucking right on, dude.
Yeah, good for you.
What the fuck is wrong with growing a plant and making a living? It infuriates me that people are unemployed and starving to death. Yeah. And, you said it earlier, Russ. You nailed it. They busted 650,000 marijuana plants.
Yeah.
I could buy fucking bud right now.
Oh, gee, we won't get any weed next week. I
Drop
guess.
in the bucket.
You know, they cannot control the situation. They have lost the war beyond any realm of imagination.
Yeah, that Gallup or that Angus Reid poll that came out and said that 55% support legalization also asked, do you think the war on drugs has been a success, a failure, whatever? And 67% said, 2 out of 3 said it's been a failure. Only 9% said it was a success. Yeah. So we're less than 1 out of 11 people that actually thinks what we're doing is working, and yet they think the alternative's worse.
So if there's ever a time to come out of the closet and push the agenda forward, and that, believe me, I mean, in one aspect, I am trying to push the envelope forward. I am trying to make all our business legitimate. We work hard to really, I hope Ganja John kind of knows, he's watching me from afar. I mean, we are very moralistic I'm not a Christian or anything like that, but we don't fuck people. We don't lie. Well, if you email me, I return your email. If you call me, I'll call you back. It's a simple, common business I learned back when I worked for a heating and air company. I worked for Trane for 20 years. I sold air conditioners. Yeah. You know? And the same morals. I mean, if you're a shitty person and you apply shitty business ethics, that's your business. But as a company, we don't let scumbags work for us, work with us, deal with them. Yeah. We find out a dispensary somewhere is like scumbagging patients. They're not, we don't do business with them.
Cut them off,
Yeah, we cut them off. So I think it's really important I said this on the last show, and I hope if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But, the guys in this room, all of us, we're Americans. Yeah. We have kids. We go to work. We pay taxes. We're America.
Not that guy.
Not that guy. Well, not that guy. I didn't mean to insult him, by the way. Because in the UK, oh my God, they treated me. Can I tell a story just for him?
Sure.
So I'm standing in this cafe with these guys. I've been there a day. And, the people don't know how to take me. I certainly wasn't as famous then as now. This was 3 years ago. So this huge soccer hooligan-looking guy, I don't know how to describe him any other way. His teeth are crooked. He looks like he could fucking pound me into the wall. He goes, "You'd be Subcool, right?" And I was like, yeah. And he goes, "You made the Ripper?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Right, good gear, mate," and walked off. And it was such a fucking huge compliment because I thought he was going to beat my ass. I thought he was going to say, "I grew it out as a bunch of shite." Right? That's what he said. I figured I was fixing to get lit up. And it was such a short compliment. And it was so from the heart. He was just basically saying, it was the shit. And he also told me that he replaced his cheese in his commercial grow rooms with the Ripper.
Yeah. I don't grow the UK cheese anymore. It's all about the Ripper.
Yeah. I had one, I was going to bring you guys a big giant cola, but I figured I wouldn't. Just whatever, because it wasn't completely dry. Yeah. That we took down a couple other days.
Oh.
You'll just have to come back.
I could hang it up 5 other kinds.
Hang it up there next to these blazing sunlights up here. We can try that out in a second.
And, if I could talk about seed selection real quick for a second. Sure. Hopefully there's some people listening that are crying. I'm doing this article now, and I don't know who's going to get it because that's kind of complicated. I write for 5 people, and obviously I would like High Times to always publish my stuff. And love Danny, love all those guys over there. But basically, when you submit something to them, you're waiting for a boardroom of people to decide whether it gets printed or not.
Right.
So it's not like Danny can tell you. And he has this other habit of waiting until when I got the cover in December last year. Yeah. I was supposed to have a cover a year earlier. And it basically went kind of like this. I had 5 pictures on the board. My board was on the top. 2 seconds before the end of the meeting, somebody said, "You know what? I think we should go with that one." And they moved my picture off. They weren't mad at anyone. They didn't dislike me. It's just the way it goes.
Magazines,
Yeah. So the next year, he latterly said, "Dude, I'm looking at a palette of High Times magazine with your tiny bomb on the cover. Nice. So you got your cover." So, So I always submit to High Times, and you kind of how to hold that ad. But if it takes so forever, I would like people to read the information. So sometimes I submit to WeWorld. But the article is about seed selection and basically what people don't understand, especially now in the days of single seed sales. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my God! Is there a little pressure on me? I grew your strain and it sucked. Well, how many seeds did you try? 1. Well, fuck, man. I mean, damn.
How am I supposed to compete with that?
All right. So our strains are stable enough that you can work with 5. But this is the art. The art is you grow a pack of seeds out. He left. This guy behind me had grown. He's grown my jelly bean in my vortex. He got 7 females of the vortex, and he got 6 females of the jelly bean. And you label them all, you grow them all out, and you invite all your friends over, and everybody goes, "Dude, that's the shit," and that's the one you keep. And that's how you select marijuana. You don't really grow a room full of seeds, and I don't care whether it's Sirius or greenhouse seeds or TGA or Alpha Chronic or Cali, anybody, you know. Other than a few feminized species, basically when we grew them out, we got a bunch of ditchweed. Strains are all over the place a little bit. You know, you get Indica Dom, Sativa Dom, and you as a grower have to go in and select it. But that craft is so easy, you know. So I tell people when you crack a seed, you know, think about that. You want to take clones from all the plants. You want to label them all. You want to grow all the original females out, and the one that rocks your world becomes that P75, the Cinderella 99, with the Jack the Ripper.
Right on. We got a question from our chat room coming from Quinter. Wants to know, Subcool, do you grow all your strains in organic soilless? And would you recommend growing your strains organically? Super soil, maybe?
Yeah, I think this is a baited question because he obviously knows I have super soil. Yeah, I grow all my, and thank you, I grow all my plants in super soil. My whole team grows in super soil, and I really got to emphasize that because my partner, so we made up a bunch of super soil and, you know, hauled it to where we grow. And so he had some at this grow house, and we help people out. We help guys out in wheelchairs. So we make up super soil batches for them because they don't have to do anything but grow pot in it.
Yeah.
So the guy actually went by and picked up my partner's super soil. So he calls me in a panic on the phone. He's like, I don't even fucking know how to grow if you don't have super soil. He goes, you put the plants in the super soil and you water them and they grow. He goes, I don't know nothing else. He's all panicked. So we had to go to the guy's house and actually say, this is not your soil. We'll make you some soil. So my super soil recipes at High Times, I mean, you can access.
It's all I grow in.
Yeah. And since we're talking about super soil, you know, if you can't find the exact ingredients, when we're talking about base soil is just any organic soil. But we're not talking about Walmart soil or, you know, $3 a bag from your local Ace Hardware. It's got to be a soil that's basically geared for growing cannabis. No, they don't write that on the bag. But you know that there's a whole industry. Did you know that Sunshine's actually looking at promoting to the cannabis industry? You guys know that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
some of these these grow.
Yeah, the biggest soil companies in the
Scott's,
world, you know, are talking about promoting to. And you know, at the last cup, not the one me and you met at, the one before, there was a dude from like Wiser Locks. Or some shit like that. He didn't look like a stoner. He was. I got him really high. but he was selling security. And what it's telling me is that, you know, what we've been talking about all night, you know, all day is basically commerce. You know, this guy said, okay, these guys have money and they need to lock shit up. So let's buy a booth and sell some locks.
Yeah.
And who else is...
The fog guys, the flash fog guys, those are the ones that I caught on TV.
But who else is spending money? So, you know, back to that, we really need to not think of cannabis commerce as something. We got to get out of that draconian idea.
Well, I'm trying to strike it from, you know, words are my living, and I think about frames and the way that our minds picture things. And think of that term black market that's used all the time. Black market. Kind of a dual-edged thing, right? Black as evil and then black as a racial thing, right? Black market. And then I started to think, gosh, who are all the people I ever bought weed from? Well, one was a friend of mine who grew in a closet. Another one was a guy who was a sound operator at a bar I used to play. I don't remember meeting any criminals. I don't remember meeting any bad guys.
Then you don't do business with somebody that's scuzzy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you're, you know, our culture, I like to talk about our culture now more than just the weed, because that's, you know, it's so cool to see, like, if you go Hempfest.
Yeah. Oh,
we're going to Hempfest.
Are you going next weekend?
Fuck, dude.
I'll be there.
Our store will be open. You know, we're going to be walking around taking pictures for Hot Times and doing a story, you know, trying to capture somebody. Yeah, but Hempfest is oh my God, it's the world's coolest party. It's free. It's okay.
Yeah. Although you should donate when you go in.
Oh God, please don't. Yeah, please donate. But it's put on for free by a bunch of people who volunteer, who get bitched at
all the time
for 3 days. I'm like, I almost got in a fight with this guy. And I'm not a fighter. I'm really not, because he was giving Earl the Pearl.
Yeah,
you know Earl? He was fucking with Earl, and I was like, dude, Earl has been sleeping in the ditch for 3 days, and he's not getting paid, and you're bitching at him because you can't move your dually truck or some shit. You know, I mean. But dude, the joint toss is spiritual.
Yes, it is.
Because I didn't know, you know, I have my all access pass up on the stage, and I know you really weren't supposed to toss joints off the stage. Right. Nobody really told me that. So I had rolled like these huge microphone sized joints. And I was throwing these Zeppelins off the stage, you know? Yeah. And taking pictures the whole time.
Yeah.
And that exhale, if you haven't been there, okay, if you haven't been to Seattle Hemp Fest, when I don't know. There's some discrepancy. Looks like 500,000 people to me.
Looks like it, yeah.
It's a mile of people that inhale at 420 and exhale
simultaneously. Yeah.
It's fucking
At about 4:20:10.
Yeah,
everybody
it's mad.
exhales.
It's mad. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. It felt like some kind of fellowship.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. Hey, folks, we are just about out of time here in Hour 2, Toker Talk Radio. Subcool, TGAgenetics.com. Thanks for making this a special show. It's a lot of fun.
Guys. It was a lot of fun.
We'll do this anytime you want to. And, folks, you'll be able to get the recording of this second hour up at our blog at stash.normal.org. So check that out. Our extended conversation with Subcool from TGA Genetics. For Ganja John, Wiz Kaliko, and everybody in the crew hanging out here at Rolla J Studios. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with a special Leap speaker. We'll be talking Cops Say Legalize Drugs. And until next time, take care of each other, tokers.
Don't forget to check out handmadeapparel.biz.
Lost their hope a long time ago. I know someday that you will find it somehow. Oh yeah. Because you're not too old to accomplish goals, and all the answers are within your soul. It's up to you. You gotta figure it out. Whether you want love or money, good fortune or fame, you want a brand new car, you want the world to change. You better take some action right now. Oh yes, because there's nothing in the world that you can't get. So don't fill your life with confusion and regret. You better take some chances right now.
Coming up next on the Normal Network, it's an hour of our favorite tracks from Normal Show Live's Irie Wednesday. The best of ganja grooves from the islands, including reggae, ska, dub, and house music. If you have a request or know of a band that should be played on the Normal Network, send us an email at stash@normal.org. Sorry, major label artists are usually not acceptable due to internet licensing restrictions. We're only looking for pod-safe independent artists that control their own publishing rights. Now, past the chalice with the healing of the nations, it's time for 60 minutes of Irie Wednesday's Daily Toker Tunes. You can catch this next group on the Seedless Summer Tour with Revolution, Schwazy, and Cisco. This is Slightly Stupid, and for more information on the Seedless Summer Tour, visit seedlesssummertour.com.